What is happening, everyone? Welcome to GBALL Vision. Tonight we are talking about none other than the best tech exploit. And guys, this thing is absolutely exceptional. This is a Todd knife and tool design. You can see the TKT there. These are in stock on several different websites that I saw. Blade HQ for one, and they have them as low as $230, $240, and for that, you are getting an exceptional design, an incredible build, phenomenal materials. You have this beautiful leaf-shaped blade in S35 VN, has a tumbled finish to it. You have some nice heavy-duty jimping up there, fairly thick blade stock. You have a fuller with a cutout and a front flipper for deployment. And let me tell you guys, this thing is absolutely incredible. It has phenomenal action. The ergos are fantastic. That blade is nice and low, very, very thin behind the edge, slicey as hell. I love the aesthetic of this thing. It's just Todd Knife and Tool routinely, design after design, they do a fantastic job. And whether it's We Knife Company doing it or Best Tech, they just knock them out of the park. This one has a flamed anode titanium finish on both sides. Some of the variations have a carbon fiber show side and then a titanium lock side. You're getting a Todd Knife and Tool titanium pocket clip. They always do something crazy, and I love that. They also do a full length titanium backspacer on this thing, and that is absolutely incredible. It makes the ergos that much better. It looks fantastic. It almost looks kind of like a floating backspacer, and I love how they make the clip side not necessarily busy, but they add stuff to it to make it not so boring. I just think sometimes their knives, the clip side looks even better than the show side, but they both look fantastic. Why don't we get a size on this guy so you guys can get a little bit of reference. You're going to be getting 3 3/16 of cutting edge, almost 3 1/4. You're going to be getting 3 1/2 of total blade there, and then you're coming down just past 8 inches. I would say about 8 inches and 1/16 of an inch. And it is just, it feels like an absolute tank, but it doesn't feel too overly heavy. It feels like you could accomplish anything that you would need to with this thing, whether it's EDC related, work related, even tactical related, because of this nice pokey tip here, and then it's very thin. This thing will do a lot of different things very well. Let's get a weight on this guy. 4.85. So it's not heavy, but it's definitely not lightweight either. Let's get a reading on that blade stock. Make sure we're zeroed. We'll grab it right here. About 150 thousandths behind the edge. We'll just kind of pick a random spot. Not quite on the edge. There we are, though. And, yeah, 14 thousandths or so. So it comes down pretty thin. Coming from 150 thousandths down to 14, 15 thousandths. That is coming down there pretty thin. Let's get a couple knives to throw up against this guy. How about the Field Duty 3.5? And how about the TRM Shadow? The Field Duty 3.5 is definitely a fair comparison. How about a new one coming from AM8 Knives and Migron, the Flix 2, which is absolutely a fantastic knife. How about the Migron Curex 2, which that guy will be a little bit smaller. How about the Migron Centurion in its budget form? That's also a very fair comparison. How about an oddball, the Trivisa Lynx? And how about this Trivisa, which is like the UDAKW or some shit? And then how about the SOG Cash Card? An absolute animal. Absolute animal. Look at that thing. So it's a good size knife in my opinion. It's not too small, not too big. Ergos are fantastic. It's got a great blade shape, and there's just something about the action on this one. The acoustics, just nice, loud, positive clicks. And then on the close, hear that pop? Man, that's so good. Todd Knife and Toll. I don't have a ton of their stuff, but I have a couple of their designs, and I'd love to get this knife. This was sent in by Mikey Reese, so huge shout out to him for sending it in. Let me take a look at it for a couple months or a year or whatever. This thing is, getting this in and checking it out has made me want this thing even more. We had talked about this knife previously. I have the Shodan, which is this guy's brother, and I would love to add the exploit in to my Shodan and my Roxy 3. They are both fantastic knives as well, and this would be another good one to add to the list. And like I said earlier, they are in stock, so that's another positive thing with this knife. We'll do a comparison video of the two, but here is my Best Tech Shodan, and that has a carbon fiber, marbled carbon fiber show side. So you can see there, the Shodan's a little bit bigger than this guy, a little bit different. They're similar but different. Little bit different blade shape, although, you know, very similar as well. It just has a different aesthetic to it. It's almost like big brother, little brother, and then there's also Nixie. Is it the Nixie? I think I forget what it's called, but there's a slender one as well, and I think that one's actually pretty long. But these are two fantastic knives. We'll do a comparison of both these. This thing has a massive full-size finger choil, where this one's more integrated. You still have that little stop there, which is nice, so you can tell when you're getting, you know, too close to the edge. This one has a little more of a pronounced stop to it. You can really get in there, but they both have fantastic ergos. There's not a whole lot to say, much more to say about this thing. Great blade shape, great materials, great aesthetic, incredible action and acoustics. The clip works very well. I haven't been carrying this around and beating the hell out of it, but here in the studio, I've been doing some cutting with it and, you know, checking it out. That way I could get a good reference of this knife when doing this video. Now, I don't know how much Mikey has used this. I don't think a ton, because I think he just had really gotten this. I know he got it off the secondary, but I think whoever had this before him did not really carry or use this guy a whole lot, at least. There's a little, is there a little snag there? No, there's not. Oh man, it's so slicey. This thing is just a dream to cut with. And that's, you know, at least been through 2 other people's hands. Like I said, I don't know how much use the knife has had on it. But judging off just, you know, the handle and the look of the blade and the feel of the edge, it does not look like it's been resharpened either. So, you know, that's a factory edge right there, I believe. And it's still razor sharp. And that's a fantastic blade shape. It's almost Warncliffe-esque. It's like a drop point. You know, it's not a straight edge like a Warncliffe has, but it has that low acute tip, kind of similar to a Warncliffe. You know, this is like a Warncliffe with a belly in a sense. But it is a drop point. It just kind of reminds me of a Warncliffe with that acute point. Very pokey, very sharp. That thing, you can feel it. That's what she said. That thing, though, guys, if you're looking for a design that has a little bit of something to it, something different, but that is executed at the highest production level and uses fantastic materials that are done and executed well in themselves. The Best Tech Exploit and the Best Tech Shodan are 2 knives that I can highly recommend, and you would be 110% happy that you made that purchase. I've had a lot of people tell me how much they love the Shodan, and same with the Exploit. I've had a ton of people tell me how much they really like these. And then when we're talking about the Roxy series from WE, a lot of people also like them. So you can't really go wrong with any Todd knife and tool design. They're designed and executed perfectly. Huge fan, and I will probably end up with a Exploit someday here in the relative future. But let me know what you think of this guy down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this guy. It is just absolutely stunning, very well executed. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. I greatly appreciate it. Truly helps the video out. And if you're new to the channel or you are not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below the video or click the GBALL Vision logo popping up in the center of your screen. I'm going to throw 2 new videos up here and here. Definitely go and check that one out. Otherwise, guys, leave a comment, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.